Hello, everyone. Sorry, you guys, I was getting an error every time I would press the live button, so I apologize for that. So let's do the intro real quick. Not that it really matters, but let's do it. It's snowing really bad out here, so I'm thinking it might be the reception. So if somehow or some way I get knocked off, I apologize, and I'll be back on here tomorrow. So just to let you guys know, like the kids already don't have school. They called off school. So I think it's going to get even worse than it already is. So let's do the intro real quick. Okay. So I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk to you guys. This is not going to be a long live. It's going to be very short because my kids are driving me crazy. Anyway, they don't have school tomorrow, so they're driving me crazy. Hi, Goose. Hey, Delaney. Donovan. It's time for bed. Get off. Sorry, that's my son, you guys, and he knows he's supposed to be asleep or getting ready for bed. Normally, they wouldn't be up this late, but they don't have school tomorrow, so. Hold on, you guys. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, he's trying me right now. Hold on, let me go to my live. How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's having a good day/night. Okay. Like I said, I wanted to talk to you guys for a minute and just talk about some of the things that I've been seeing going on, and I know you guys have been seeing it too. And also to kind of like bring some awareness. And the reason why I say that is because, first of all, I want to say something real quick. My passion for YouTube is very much still in me. Like my passion for makeup, my passion for calling people out on their shitty behavior, that's still here and it's not going anywhere. If any of you guys have watched me, hold on 1 second. Sorry, you guys. Any of you guys who have followed me or watched my community posts, there's just been a lot going on. And it's been going on ever since before Christmas. I don't want to say, because I'm not going to speak that into existence and say, oh my gosh, 2022 hasn't started off really good. For those of you who seen my recent community posts, I just recently a couple days ago lost my aunt, who was a very, very big part of my life, because she was just that cool aunt, and she was always there for me, and she helped raise me when I was little. So I feel like a lot of things have happened in 2022 so far, but my passion is very much still here. And I am going to be more consistent. But just because you see me on someone else's channel who has more subscribers than me does not mean I'm there for subscribers. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay. If I cared, I care about my supporters. I care about the people who've been here and support me through everything. But if I cared about having like thousands and thousands of subscribers, I would be on here more no matter what. But what you guys have to understand is life is bigger than this YouTube shit. Sorry, but it is. Yes, YouTube is important to me. I've met some amazing people here on YouTube, including you guys in chat. Everybody, I've met some amazing people, but life is still bigger than this. I still have a lot of things going on in my life that comes first. I don't sit on YouTube all day, every day, watching this person, watching that person, screen recording this person, taking screenshots. I don't do that shit because I don't have time. I don't have alts and all that kind of stuff. So if you see me on somebody's channel, if I'm on their panel, more than likely it's because I'm interested in the topic and I want to give my input. My subscriber count is invisible for a reason. You can't freaking sit there and talk about me choosing to be on somebody else's panel as, oh, she's trying to get subscribers. Get over yourself. You sound stupid. Okay. Secondly, yes, it has been. I'm sorry, I'm going to read you guys' comments too, because I can go back on my iPad. So don't worry, I will get to you guys' comments. But what was I saying? You guys know that I have always stood up for how I'm against the people using the N-word, and how I am against racism. You know, I'm against anti-Semitic comments. I'm against all of those things. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about it often because it's something that I'm passionate about. And it's always good to give your input, whether somebody wants to hear it or not, right? However, I think a lot of hate that's going on throughout this community, in my opinion, now this is my opinion, I feel like it's purposely and maliciously done. That's my opinion. And I'm not saying that it's not something that this person believes in, but I still think that it is embellished. And I don't know, I just feel like he's doing saying these kind of crude things for attention, to gravitate people to his channel. The same thing that person that you guys know I don't like, which is Critical K, did. She always went against the opposing view of the masses because she wanted people to come to her channel. Period. That's why people liked her, because she always had the opposite the opposite opinion of everyone else. And she did that purposely. It just didn't work for her like she thought it was going to. Because even if she agreed with the masses, she would still purposely go against the masses to bring people to her channel. Because no matter what, people love negativity. People love drama, period. Am I going to sit here and say that I don't like to watch a little drama? Of course. Of course, everybody does. But do I like to watch people getting bashed and people's personal information being out on the internet for everyone to see and for people to talk about and critique and for people to be doxxed in their address? But hell no, I don't like that shit. That shit's not funny. That shit's not entertaining. She's been on Facebook, I thought, Dawn Tate. I thought she was, but I'm not sure. I know that I'm going to be doing a video about her very soon, so be on the lookout for that. But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that a lot of the things that I have been seeing, I feel like some of you people need to quit letting your hate come pretty much intrude on something that you've maybe stood for. I have no idea. Because just because you hate somebody doesn't justify you aligning yourself with people who make homophobic comments, racist comments, all of those types of things. Why would you want to align yourself with somebody like that? And that's a shame, which shows you never stood for anything, period. If you are aligning yourself or talking to somebody that you know that has doxed or whatever the situation is, put somebody's address blatantly for everybody to see, or put somebody's personal information, whatever the situation is, you might want to rethink what you're doing and what everyone is seeing. I feel like a lot of people are acting based on their own self-serving agenda recently. I agree 100%, Nikki Rex. I agree that her Patreon too, Don Tay, and I'm pretty sure I knew she already had that, but she's also on another big platform too. But I just feel like if you're going to associate with somebody who blatantly says the N-word and somebody who blatantly makes homophobic comments, racist comments, saying the R word, as I blatantly admit and take full accountability for that, I have said the R word before, and I still can't believe that I said it. And I take full 100% accountability for that. But at the end of the day, the people that you're aligning yourself with are proud of the things that they're saying, right? And it doesn't matter if they're reneging on it now and saying, oh, no, I'm not going to say it anymore. Bullshit. Bullshit. I would never, and there are people that I dislike. There's people that I dislike. I don't want to say hate because hate is a strong word. And I try to, even me being bullied in high school, I don't hate those girls who bullied me. Or, being bullied now, whatever the situation is, or people doing things, I don't hate anybody. I dislike people, but I don't hate anybody. But no matter how much I dislike somebody, I'm not going to align myself with people who say horrible, awful things all because they are preaching against somebody that I truly, truly hate or dislike. You can hardly trust anyone out here. There has been so much hypocrisy and excuses. It's just baffling. It is. It's very, very baffling to me. Even, people that I thought that I knew. I'm just saying that the hate that's going around in this community. Now, I will openly say that I feel like people are capable of change. I do. People don't change overnight, though. When you're walking around proudly saying the N-word, when you're walking around proudly making homophobic comments, saying the R word, saying those types of things, you don't change overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. But I'm fully aware that people are capable of change. I believe that. We all have to, because it gives us hope, right? But I don't think that people can just say something that they're proudly saying that they are, they'll say the N word, they'll say this, they'll say that, but then in the next day they just change, right? They just change, and we're supposed to be like, oh, okay, they've changed now. Obviously, you have to prove that you changed, right? And that's even goes back to Natasha. You know, regardless of what she said 3 years ago, I haven't heard her say that recently. There are people that, you know, a limited few, but there are people that I even know this till this day that were raised around that had racist parents, and their parents are still racist, but they're not. However, they've said some things when they were younger, but they have proven that's not the way that they feel once they got out into the real world. I completely agree that people are capable of change. I have to personally see that change. I can't go by exactly. You can't go by words. You have to be able to see that change visibly, but I can definitely say that people are capable of change. Absolutely. But I'm just saying that it's really starting to get ridiculous to me how people will just go team up with this person and that person, no matter what they're saying, all because they are just happy that they're preaching against somebody that they dislike. And I think that that's important. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you need to take a long look at yourself. There have been people that will constantly bring up what Natasha said 3 years ago, but then welcome someone who is openly racist to this day. I just don't get it. Exactly. The hypocrisy is just so blatant. It's like you can sit here and talk about somebody else saying that the N-word, okay, that was 3 years ago. Has she said it recently? But yet you're aligning yourself with somebody who says it now. But you're telling me, sending me messages, emails saying, what about her saying the N-word? What about her saying the N-word? Well, what about I just seen you in somebody's chat who openly admits that he says the N-word and that he's proud of it? You can't have it both ways. Hey, Robbie. How are you, sweetie? I am, like I told you guys, I'm always going to be friends with who I want, where I want, anytime I want. Just because I'm friends with somebody does not mean that I've always wanted to be. Why is that ring light changing colors? Weird. I've always wanted to be that person who is fully capable of being friends with two people that don't get along. I am fully capable of that. However, it just depends on how far the other person will go. And then it almost puts you in a position where you have to choose. Because if you are friends with two people who don't get along, and let's just say, I think you did, because as soon as you came in, it started changing colors, Robbie. You're so cute. But anyway, hold on. But if let's just say that I'm friends with two people, you go. Sorry, you guys. Let's just say I'm friends with two people, and let's just say that the other person starts doing really bad stuff, like maybe doxing. Then I'm gonna have to say, no, I'm not gonna be friends with you anymore because you're doing wrong to this person, right? This is what I have to do, right? I am just disgusted. Okay. I am disgusted with people who are choosing to align themselves with people who are doing horrible things, but they have been dead set against it. And let me tell you something. Don't tell me that, oh, this person did it to, I don't care if that person did it to you. That doesn't mean you have to do it. Let me tell you something. you guys. Hey, Heather. Let me tell you something. I have been doxxed. Okay. You guys don't know this because I never said anything about it. And you want to know why I never said anything about it? Because that's what they wanted me to do. I'm not going to do it. But anyway, this was maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And this is when and to be honest, I think this person was maliciously trying to make it look like it was Natasha, because this is when me and Natasha stopped being cool with each other. And Natasha got on her channel. It's funny now because, it was a stupid reason why we don't talk anymore, but whatever. But she got on her channel and she was mad and she said her thing. And then I got on my channel and started saying whatever about her. But the thing is that while she was live talking about me, you know how you guys can get notifications? Stop it. You know how you guys a person can leave a comment and delete it, but you still get that notification even when they delete the comment. So that's what happened to me. I got the notification, I pressed on it, the comment's no longer there, but the notification was there, and that's all they wanted me to see. And in the notification, it was a channel with my son's name, my 5-year-old, and on that channel, it was a picture of me and my mother, who is deceased. So, and I will show it to you guys when I do a topic about doxing. But it was a picture of my mother and myself. Now, the reason why I never talked to you guys about this is because that's what they wanted. They wanted me to go live. They wanted me to make a scene because whoever this was got off on it. And to me, I feel like because it happened while Natasha was live, or it might have happened after she was live, I can't remember exactly when, but whoever this person was, in the notification, it said, hey, what did it say? It said, hey, sugar, I miss you up here in heaven. I'll show you guys exactly what it said, but it said, hey, sugar, I miss you up here in heaven. So I feel like they were purposely trying to make it look like it was Natasha. Now, when this happened, this was a time when I was friends with somebody that people didn't like, and then Natasha was mad at me. So who knows who it can be? I have a feeling I know who it was, and it's not Natasha. I know it wasn't Natasha. But when I seen that, do you guys have any idea how that made me feel? It's a picture of me, my deceased mother, and the name of the channel is my son, Josiah, who's only 5 years old. So that was hard for me to see. And it took everything I had not to go live and cuss this person out. But I didn't do it because I know that's what they wanted. Hey, Granny's watching. How are you, sweetie? That's what they wanted. They wanted me to raise hell about it because whoever it was, they probably got off on the shit, right? Hold on, you guys. Let me tell you something. Even when I showed my boyfriend, he was like, oh my God, these people are fucking nuts. Yeah. These people are crazy. Some of you people are insane. Okay. And it just makes me so mad because imagine if that person just decided to be anonymous and go live with my picture, my mom's, and my son's name and first and last name. Like, what if that would have happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, people just don't have any kind of heart. And I can never be okay with somebody, using someone's trauma, doxing them, and just putting things out there like that. It's insane to me. And I can never condone it. I can never be okay with it. I don't care if I did once like you. If you do something like that, I don't like you no more. And you don't have to care if I like you or not. But the point is that this community is really starting to disgust me. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. If you can, this is freedom of speech. Anybody can practice freedom of speech. People can say whatever the fuck they want to say. Okay? It is what it is. People want to go around saying the N word, they can say the N word. People want to say the R word, they can say the R word. People want to say homophobic slurs, they can do that. They're part of the problem, but they can do that. This is America. However, you are not safe from freedom of consequence. There is a consequence to everything that you say and everything that you choose to put out there. All that negativity that you spew, there's consequences to that shit. And if you choose to align yourself, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not friends with this person. It doesn't matter if, oh, I'm friends with this person, but I don't like what they do. No, you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. If you are friends with somebody and they are saying the N-word, you might want to rethink being friends with that person, because if you are complicit, and you are, to me, I'm going to look at you like you're racist. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion, and I'm allowed to have my own opinion. If you are going to, there are so many people that have different opinions about this, and I completely 100% understand. There are people who, we all have friends who do things that we don't like. I have a few friends that they do some things that I'm looking at them sideways like, huh? Like, no, don't do that. But if it comes to things like that, like, I'm sorry, but gay people are literally the best people ever. That's just my opinion, because I just love gay people. I just do. I don't see how anybody could just who could be prejudiced against gay people and say those types of horrible things like the F word. I just, if you are aligning yourself with somebody like that, you are just as responsible as they are. And you don't have to agree with me, but that's just the way I'm going to look at you. They are. They are sizzles. Is it sizzles? I can't answer. Sizzles Eva. I'm saying that wrong. But everywhere I go, I just especially gay people, they always come up to me. Oh my God, I love your hair. I connect with gay people. I just do. But anyway, that's just the way I'm going to look at you. Other people might see differently, and that's okay. If it's a family member, that's a different story. I know that that's a kind of a tough thing to talk about. As far as like your family member, you love your family members, like, and sometimes you love your family members unconditionally. But when it comes down to it, these people on these YouTube streets that are doing these horrible, awful, hurtful things, if you are associated with those people, you are complicit in it. You just are. Hey, Alex. I will tell you this, Miss Teaya, I have never felt afraid to express myself on your channel, whether I agree with you or not. I appreciate you so, and I appreciate you too. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying that's the way I'm looking at you, and it is what it is. I'm not saying that you yourself, but if you're aligning yourself with somebody like that, you have to understand no matter how much your hate is for somebody, that does not excuse you aligning yourself with that person who says these horrible, awful, hateful things. They are spewing hate everywhere. And it doesn't matter if they now say, I'm not going to say the N word, but I'm still going to say the R word. Tell me, how hypocritical does that sound to you? How does that sound? That doesn't even sound right. That is spewing hate all over the place. Do you really want to align yourself with somebody like that just because you hate somebody that they're talking about? Oh, I was pissed. I was pissed. I was upset, but I had to contain myself, because if I would have went live raising hell and saying, oh my God, you doxed me and you put this channel with my son's name on it and my mom who's deceased, that's what they wanted. And I don't play those games. You're not going to you're not going to get me angry and pissed off publicly for your own personal pleasure. It's not going to happen. I am talking about, I don't know his name. Lycan? Something like that. That's why I don't get how some people are even entertaining it. I don't either. It's one thing to accidentally say or do something out of ignorance. It's another refusing to self-educate or holding double standards for what is considered racist. Amen. Mapaya Wasiwin. Hopefully I said that right. I just wanted to tell you guys that I feel like the hate that's going around in this community is starting to get out of hand. And the things that I've been seeing are very even hurtful to me, so I can't imagine how others would feel. And making excuses for people who are doing those types of things, there is no excuse. There is no excuse. Doxing, you can have a hate channel or whatever kind of channel you want to talk about whatever you want and to bring awareness however you want to describe it. That's fine. But when you cross that line over to doxing and you know, aligning yourself with people like that, that is, you're literally defeating your whole purpose of whatever it is that you think you're trying to do. I think it's yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Okay, let me go back up and read some of these comments. Also, anti-Black racism is distinct and extremely prevalent. That needs to be specified because there's a heavy history with the N-word that deserves. I agree. There's a heavy history, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if white people were slaves or Black people back then had slaves. I don't give a shit about none of that stuff. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about the history and the ignorance behind that word, the hate that is behind that word, how Black people were only called that. And you can sit there and use the excuse that Black people call each other that. That's fine. I'm against it, period. But we all have our different beliefs. However, we took that word back and used it as a term of endearment to one another. We tried to turn it into something positive. Some people may agree with that, some people don't. But at the end of the day, I do not agree with anyone using it, especially white people. That's where I stand. It is a very, very hateful, awful word. And there is no excuse for using it. They say once you know better, do better. You know how hateful that word is, but that you still choose to say it. I may have misspelled the name. I think he's a new channel. I think he is too. The N word. Uh-oh, hold on, let me make sure. Oh, thank you, Alex. You're so sweet. Thank you for the super sticker. Darn it, I can't highlight it. You're so sweet. Thank you. I love you. My grandma was 104. She died 4 years ago. I'm sorry. These comments are going fast. Hold on. I got to find that one. She died 4 years ago. My mom was raised by her mom. She died at 107 and was born in the 1870s. Wow. I'm Native. It wasn't that long ago. Wow. I wonder what the secret is to live that long. Napaya, because I want to know. My boyfriend's Nana, I think she's like maybe 93, 94, and she literally looks like she's in her 60s. She has a head full of hair. She's Italian, but she's just absolutely beautiful. And she is just, I feel like she's going to outlive everyone because she's so, and really, I think she just really eats healthy, and she really does. We stayed with them for a while, and I feel like she eats healthy. She eats really healthy. She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, and she never has. And she's just the most uplifting, uplifting, positive woman that you will ever come across. And I feel like that has a lot to do with it too, while she's still here and while she'll be here for a long time. If you guys feel like you have something to say, I can open the panel. That's completely up to you. You can let me know down in the comments. Laughter is the best medicine. I agree, Irvin. Different lifestyles. Yeah. I think she's, drank wine every once in a while, but she just, she eats very healthy, and, she doesn't put any kind of toxic things in her body, Oh yeah, that's so bad. Nobody should be spouting that word, but I have no problem with other things. I say things like, that's retarded, or that's gay as fuck. Those are expressions I've used for years. Well, I don't know about the gay, but the R word is no. That's no. That is a derogatory, horrible statement to use against people. And I'm sorry. I know that there are some people who are not against that word, but I am against it. It's not a good word to say. It's just not, because it's hurtful. It's hurtful to other people that may have disabilities. It just is. I've been there with family members. That's rough. Right, Melissa. There's been way too much talking about that guy. I agree. Love you. I want to support you when I can. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're here too. Alex is my mod, but she cannot always be here because I go live late and she goes to sleep early. Like I told you guys, I'm going to try to start going live earlier sometimes for her. But other than that, I'm just happy when she's able to make it, and I trust her. She's just the sweetest thing ever. I am also not okay with those at all. Yeah, I'm not okay with the R word. Yeah, but not saying it in a literal sense of the word. I get what you're saying, Southern lady, but see, here's the thing. That word is basically what people with disabilities were called. And it's been deemed as very problematic because it's hurtful. It's hurtful to people with disabilities. You know what I'm saying? To say that word, if somebody's acting a sort of way to just say the R word, it's very hurtful. And it's hurtful to people that has, like, children that has Asperger's or autism. I have children that have disability. So therefore, it's just a hurtful word to say overall in general. Lately, YouTube has become a place where people watch creators that bash the creators they hate, not watch creators that they like. 100% agreed. 100% agreed. I've been listening and have to say words matter. They do. They do. Okay. I will open the panel so Goose can come up. If anybody else wants to come up for a minute, it's not going to be long. but I will share the link if I remember how to, because it's been that long since I've opened the panel. All right, how did I do this? Hold on, you guys. Whoops. Command C. Whoops. Command. Oh, whatever. I'll do it another way. This is just ridiculous. Okay. Let me pin this. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I can't even do it on here. You see, I just keep forgetting that I cannot. Okay, it's pinned. But anyway, you guys, that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I just think people need to be more aware of the people that they're choosing to align themselves with. And, you know, hold on, let me try it again. That might not be it. Hold on. I forget how to do this. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I did it. There we go. Did that come up? There we go. Okay, let me repin this. Okay. But yeah, I personally hope that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. I wanted to talk to you guys about this because I think that everything is just getting out of hand. I agree 100% with what Melissa said. Sometimes people literally are just watching other creators just to hear them bash another creator. They're not watching creators because they want to hear what this creator has to say, or this creator is, having this kind of content, whatever. They're watching creators because they just want to hear them bash another creator. And that's horrible. That's just horrible. It's almost as if YouTube is just not the same anymore. And I personally, oh, thank you, Alex. I love you. Yeah, but as a white person, I have zero part in that disagreement. I don't get how others don't get it. I don't get it either, but most people don't. I think a lot of people, thank you, Susan. I think a lot of people look at things like freedom of speech, and then they look at it like, okay, well, everyone's entitled to freedom of speech. If you don't like it, don't watch. But at the same time, if you're aligning yourself with that type of person, you're condoning the behavior, you're complicit, whether you believe it or not. You don't have to believe it, but that's how people are going to perceive you. Thanks, Ella. Yeah, I've worn this before. This is my favorite sweatshirt. And my boyfriend has one that says King, and we had these made. Hi, Teaya. What a breath of fresh air. Hi, Cindy. How are you, sweetheart? There might be some people that are not not like that, but if there is a hate awareness channel, not all people watch it for that reason, and everyone is lumped together. I agree, Megan. I understand what you're trying to say. Hey, Goose.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I understand what you're trying to say. A lot of people are being lumped together when it comes to watching creators that you like. Like I like watching Granny's watching. However, like if she's talking about somebody that I'm cool with, then I won't watch her if she's talking about that. But if she's talking about something else, then I'll watch her. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just depending upon who you are as a person. Like I come on YouTube to watch content. I do not come on YouTube to just sit there and watch bashing channels of bashing a creator that I dislike. I just don't. Like if I go and watch I don't freaking know, T-Spiracy or somebody, you know, I watch her because I like some of her content. Or if I go watch Bambi Rambles, I'm watching her because I like her content. If I watch somebody, it's because I like their content. I don't watch them because they're bashing somebody that I don't like. Now, if she's doing a video about Without a Crystal Ball, of course I'm going to watch because I don't like Without a Crystal Ball. I don't. We all tend to gravitate to channels that if they are talking about somebody that we don't like, of course we're going to watch. But if you're constantly watching somebody and going to their channel just to specifically hear them bash another creator, to me that becomes a problem. And that's not good to me. I don't feel like that's good for your mental health either, but that's just my thing. It's not good for my mental health. It's
I
not good
agree.
for mine. I don't know about y'all, but it's not good for mine. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand her. I really cannot. Without a crystal ball. I'm it's about time I do a video about her too.
She's just all
So what do
about
you have to
bringing
say,
people
Giz?
down.
What'd you say?
I was just saying with KJ, she's just all about bringing people down. Like maybe there's things that you want to bring, that are quote unquote newsworthy, like say Josh Duggar. Like that was obviously something, that was important to cover. But
Right.
bashing the entire family and all the kids and
All the
everything like that,
kids. Yeah,
like,
it's not right.
yeah.
I
I was
agree.
just thinking about um like the freedom of speech stuff. It's like my mom always said in the last probably 5 years more, but in the last 10 years total, just how a lot of people are using their freedom of speech almost for like the wrong reason. Like they're using it to just bash people. And some people can say, oh, well, you know, I'm going to say what I want and do what I want and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I don't know. For me, like, I like to think about, is what I'm going to say or do going to hurt somebody's feelings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people just don't think about that. Or the saying like sticks and stones can break your bones but words can never hurt you. I personally like grew up with that saying, but now I'm like, no, that saying is screwed up. Like sticks
Yeah.
and stones can break your bones and those can heal. The words
Mm-hmm.
can hurt your heart and that can be there forever. So
Right. Right.
I think it's just, and we grew up with like, I know I grew up with using the R word as a joke, but now as I'm older, it's important to realize like, hey, there are more people that are offended now because with the times things change. Things, wording changes and
That's
um
another thing I do want to say too. I think a lot of people talk about what do you call them, like snowflakes, like people who just get offended over every little thing. And I can understand that to a certain extent. Like you don't have to get offended over everything, but when it's these specific things like the N word and making homophobic slurs and saying the R word, which is, you know, that to me, that's not being a snowflake. That is
I think that's so
literally,
different.
yeah, that's a completely different thing. You know what I mean? But then if you're coming on the internet and you're getting offended if somebody says, I mean, to be honest with you, there are some people who get offended if you say this the sky is blue and they disagree and
Mhm.
they say, "No, the sky is green." There are some people who get
Mhm.
offended and say, "You are hurting my mental health because at the end of the day, the sky is green and you're not seeing the sky is green. So I'm not going to watch you anymore." Okay?
Yeah.
There are people
Like the world is not round, it's flat. Like just
exactly. There are people out there who literally get mad and get offended over everything. That I get. But when it's specific hurtful things like these, when you are literally hurting somebody by saying derogatory, ignorant, horrible things, that's different. Of course, like I said on Natasha's live last night, there are a lot of Black people who get very hurt when they hear that word. I, on the other hand, have become very resilient to that word because I've heard it my whole life, you guys. So therefore, it doesn't bother me, but it bothers me for other Black people. You know, there are other Black people who may not be used to being around racism and all those kinds of things. So it's more hurtful to them than it is to me. And just because it's not a little bit, it hurts sometimes, but depending upon the way that it's being said. But at the end of the day, when you're saying those types of things, people's feelings do matter. You know, you don't want people saying horrible, mean, and ignorant things to you. So why
Yeah,
would you do that to them?
and it
You're
could be
hurting
a
a
trigger
whole
too.
group of people. Yeah, triggered. Yeah.
Mhm.
You're hurting a whole race of people. You're hurting people with disabilities. That's horrible to do. Horrible. And that's why I said it. I personally, I was raised around the mentally challenged, and even that's wrong. I think they say something different now. Um, it's not mentally challenged. Is it mental disabilities?
I think it's, yeah, like usually people are using like disabilities, or some
Mm-hmm.
people are say handicapped. That's the other
Right.
thing too that I would have to say is a little bit difficult sometimes nowadays, because there is like so much terminology that changes. And then
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not saying like obviously there's specific words that doesn't matter how long, history goes, it's gonna, there's certain words that are just not right to use. But like when terminology changes and then somebody says like the wrong word or something, um, you know, that can be hard too. And then people get scolded because they didn't know. Like, I'll just use an example. Like, people talk, like, for a long time I was always taught to say African Americans, and then
Mm-hmm.
now people say, you should say blacks. And so it's kind
No,
of like,
no, no. I don't. To me, okay. I feel like it's up to the individual. I feel like it's up to the individual. I personally don't care because I'm half Indian.
right.
So I don't care if you call me African American, Black. I don't care. However, the reason why some Black people get offended is because it's a whole controversial subject, and we'll talk about it another day because I know you guys would probably want to hear about this just for your own education. But some Black people get offended because technically we're not from Africa. We were born here in America.
Mm-hmm.
From Black people. So we
Yep.
don't want to be called African American because we weren't born in Africa. We're not
Right.
from Africa. We're from here.
Or people born in
So
Jamaica and come up
yeah,
here too.
right. However, I really don't, you know, it doesn't bother me either way. And Southern Lady, um, yes, I made amends with Natasha probably about a week ago. And yeah, I'm in a different place in my life. I don't have any problems with her. As long as she's respectful towards me, I'll be respectful towards her. Last night, she was talking about a topic that I always talk about. And this is me being cool with Natasha is for my mental health. I don't want to have hate with anybody, to be honest with you. So I made amends with her, and I'm very happy that I did. I feel better about myself as far as there's another creator out there that I don't dislike anymore. We get along, and I think Natasha's funny. I think she's cool. And I think from now on, I don't have to worry about another creator that I just dislike. And I'm going to channels watching other people that dislike. I can do those things too, guys. I have. But at some point, you have to realize you're only hurting yourself. You know, you cannot, if you have that opportunity to make amends with somebody, y'all, do it. Do it for yourself. Now, if that person has done horrible, horrible, awful things to you, like doxing and, exploiting your child, like if I found out who the person was who doxed me, I'm not going to be like, let's make amends. I'm going to be like, bitch, where do you live? However, that's a different story. Never mind. That's a joke. But I'm going to be upset. I'm not going to ever forgive that person. You used my son's name for your channel. I'm not going to be okay with that. But at the end of the day, Natasha and I parted on bad ways because she didn't like somebody I was friends with. I didn't like somebody she was friends with. Did she handle it wrong? Yes. Could I have handled it differently? Yes. But it's over now. It's in the past. Water on the bridge, and we're cool now. And I hope that you guys, if there's people that you dislike, then, you know, if it bothers you, what about people like me and the Rock? Mother is mother is black, half Mexican, and I say the N word around people that know me, but I don't say that outside my group. I know people don't know it. Okay, to me, Irvin, if you do say that word around people, I guess that are okay with you saying it, you said that you have some black in you, which I didn't know that either. To me, that's your thing as long as you don't say it outside of the people who accept you saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, I don't believe in people saying the word period. Half right. I don't believe in people saying the word period, but that's on you. If you say it around people that is okay with you saying it, that's on you. I don't say it ever. And that's just because my mom raised me that way.
And I think too, just back to what you were saying too about like forgiving people or moving
Mhm.
forward. I mean, a lot of people have to think like whether you forgive or you're moving forward and you're just trying to like make amends or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be best friends with the person. It doesn't mean that you have to like be okay with every single thing that they do. Like it just means for some people, I'm not saying like this is your situation. I'm just saying in general, like when you take that load off of you and just say like I'm going to move forward and not carry all that extra stress on you, then that just
Mhm.
helps you have a better life. And I think the one thing I think we can all appreciate with Teaya is that she calls things how she sees them. If she ever has a problem or she catches somebody doing something that she doesn't agree with, she doesn't have a problem with calling them out and saying that to them. That's one thing. It's not like you make amends with people and then if you see them doing something wrong, you're just hush hush about it. Like you still
Right.
speak up, even if you've made amends or you're friends with somebody, you still
Right.
tell them like, hey, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. Please don't do that.
Absolutely. Like if Natasha did something that I didn't like, I would say, I don't like that. I don't like that you did that. But like I said, you guys keep bringing up her saying the N word, but yet you're in a chat with someone who's proudly says it. And Natasha said that 3 years ago. And I don't even remember the whole video. That's why I don't comment on it much. I remember her saying something to her niece. Hold on. I'm going to answer your question, Susan. Who are you talking about? Why are you on the hate list of hers, though? Who could say you're a hater? Just asking. Are you talking about Natasha, Susan? Let me know who you're talking about, babe, so I can answer your question. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna call somebody out regardless. I'm yes, okay. So with Natasha, she didn't like someone that I was friends with. I didn't like somebody that she was friends with, and she was on my panel one day, and there was a lot of things going on, and people were saying mean things. It wasn't that bad, but people were saying mean things, and she was upset about that. So she went live and expressed how she was upset about that, which we all know Natasha does that regardless. But that's why we stopped being cool, and then I did a live about her or a community post or both, and we never talked again. But, you know, it just has I want to be in a position in life where I don't want to if I can avoid having that on my heart and weigh heavy on my heart, especially when a lot of the things that they were telling me about some people were right. Maybe not everything, but some of the things that they've warned me about was right. Um, that's why we made amends because I was openly able to admit you were right about some things that you warned me about and I didn't listen. And then she apologized and I apologized. And yeah, that's how we ended up being cool. So I wouldn't necessarily say I was on her hate list because I never went talking bad about her doing lives. But if she did something I didn't like, I would call it out. Absolutely. But we weren't doing horrible, awful things. She did a live about me. I did a live about her, and we moved on. So That's how it happened. I've been moving forward, definitely agree. I don't spend all my time on here anymore. YouTube is unhealthy, and the worst thing they did was create chats. I don't know if I can't disagree with you, Southern Lady. If someone is attached to saying a word like that and it's such an imposition to stop when someone tells them it's offensive, I have questions about that person. Absolutely. See, Melissa, another real one. She always is on point with her words. Absolutely, Melissa. While for me personally, I don't mind other Black people saying it or half Black, I personally don't say it, but I know for me, if someone tells me that I'm saying something that is offensive, I apologize. Yes, Ella, absolutely. And yes, Goose, I agree 100% with what you're saying. I feel like it's very hard to keep up with the politically correct words, though, um, because growing up, it was always mentally challenged for me. And now it's mental disabilities. So I have
Mm-hmm.
to get myself used to saying that because I don't want to offend anyone. You know what I'm saying? Especially I don't want to offend anybody, you know?
Well, and it's just crazy how some people like, okay, say you slip up and you say something and it's like something like you're saying. It's not like someone slipped and said the R word or something,
Mhm.
something like
Right.
that. It was just an honest mistake. And there's so many people that just come at you now and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so wrong." Instead of like, where's the compassion a little bit to be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, like people aren't saying that anymore. Like this is what they're saying instead." You
Right.
know? I mean, it's
Right.
so easy to just be nice. Like,
It is. It is. It's so easy to be nice and to treat people with respect and to just be careful. And to me, if you guys know how I've always preached against, all those types of things, and I try to bring awareness because there are some things that people just don't know, and you want to educate people on those types of things. So, in my personal opinion, I don't know who this Lycan is. All I know is that I understand that he has said he's going to not say it anymore. But you guys have to understand that just yesterday he openly says it and openly was very proud of saying it. And you cannot in one breath say you're not going to use the N word anymore, but you're still going to use the R word and all the other shit that you say. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it doesn't add up to me. That's all. I think there's a difference between people who don't really know and others who have continued saying it after being told over and over. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the way I feel like it is with this guy. It's not like he hasn't been told over and over again, why are you saying this word that's offensive? Why are you saying the R word that's offensive? But yet he keeps saying it. And I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I feel like, yes, he says the word, and I feel like it's just a part of his vocabulary, but I also feel like he does these things for shock to get attention. And that's just my opinion. I think there's a difference between people who, wait a minute, I read that already. I'm about I'm out of the loop. What's this guy's name? Lycan, something like that. Trust me, you don't even want to go over there. You really don't. The only reason why he said he's not going to use it is because it will stunt the growth of his channel, not because he knows that it's truly wrong. I agree. I agree, Megan. That's I don't think he thought, and if anybody was around and you've seen that, I don't think he thought he was going to get the response. I don't think he thought that Natasha was going to get the response that she got. I don't think he thought she was going to get that much support surrounded around her. And of course, me, and then there was another lady who was Black up there, another one who was Black. And these are Natasha's friends, you know? And then I'm up there because I want to give my input. And of course, we're the token Black girls, right? We're the token ones. That's what I'm talking about, the ignorance of some people. The fact that you would even say that, the fact that you think like that speaks volumes about you, not Natasha. Just saying.
mm-hmm.
It speaks volumes about you. So automatically say, "Oh, they're just the token black girls." Yeah, that shows your character, not Natasha's.
It's like they're not even thinking about the people that are there. Like when somebody says something like that, it's like, okay, so you're trying to throw a jab at the creator or whoever is with them, but what about the men or women that are there and you're talking about them? So are you trying to make them just feel like shit, like they're not worth
Right,
it? I mean,
right, absolutely. And Goose, you keep it real too.
I try.
I really do.
Trying to use my voice more.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that you're doing that. Because I really think that you have a very powerful voice, and I like it when you and Goose has learned a lot off me, you guys. Um,
Yep.
she's learned a lot about colorism,
Microaggressions and
microaggressions, racial microaggressions. Also, uh, what was it? I can't remember. Oh, the Black Lives Matter movement, which I learned stuff from Goose with
mm-hmm.
that. I learned stuff from Goose when it comes to the C word. A lot of stuff that I never even knew. Um, and that's another thing. I'm just at a really good place in my life with my mods who have nothing but my best interest at heart, who are not after me. Um, they're just there, because they care and because they would never align themselves with somebody like that. They never would. I'm sure they would watch him in the background, maybe, but Goose would never go on his channel
Right.
unless it was to cuss him out or something.
I think it's because like you and I actually have like a genuine friendship now. Like we, this is more than just, people say, "Oh, you can't make friends on YouTube." Well, I'm here to tell you you can,
You
it's
can.
like,
It's
we talk
rare,
about real life things and
right?
sometimes it just takes certain people to connect like that. Not everybody is
Hmm.
going to do that, but I think,
Right.
everybody in our little mod group just really truly cares and
Exactly.
that makes a big difference and
I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed, and that's why I want to tell you guys. Yes, Goose is very pretty, very very pretty.
oh,
I
thank you.
wish you would should come on camera more,
I
but
will soon.
okay, no pressure. Just come on eventually so we can all see your pretty face. Um, that's the dumbest thing ever. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm still gonna say the other things. Right, right, Allie. How in the hell can you sit there and say you're not gonna say the N word, but you're still gonna say other things? That doesn't make any sense.
And then
Okay.
what? They'll get hate for that, and then they'll check it off their list. So they'll just kind of work down the list and be like, okay, let's move on to the next shock value word. Oh, crap, got shit for that one. Time to move on.
Right. Right. Thank you, Nikki Rex. Yeah, I'm not saying that I've been through it. I just feel like I can't trust anybody, and just finding out things that just really, really hurt. And to have the people who stand by me and who want nothing but the best and who want to see me succeed and who want to look after me and have my best interest at heart. I never thought, to be honest with you guys, that I would ever find that because you get down on yourself when you notice certain things and you're just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then you kind of have to understand that that's just the way that it is sometimes. That's just the way other people are. And now I have made genuine friendships with my 3 mods who just want nothing but the best for me. Do I know this person, Brooke? Oh, Brooke. Yes. Thank you for showing your face. I'm going to bring Brooke on.
I think one thing too is people forget that like people on YouTube are actually real people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you even the channels that do have the worst behavior and it just says a lot about them as people because it's just that simple saying. I know I'm always saying certain sayings and go get the book The Secret,
Mm-hmm.
manifestation and all that stuff, but I've been really trying to concentrate on that because of what I've been going through personally. And you know, the one thing I think when you're looking at different creators and you see like their behavior and if it's really shitty, it's it should be telling people more of like what they're likely either going through, what they went through, what they're
Yeah.
dealing with, because happy people don't go around putting other people down. It's the bad, it's
Right.
the not bad people, but it's the depressed people that try to pull other people down to the, depressed level. So
Absolutely. Hi, Brooke.
Hey girl.
How are you, sweetie?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming up.
You're welcome. I heard what you were talking about and I figured since I was a part of it yesterday, I could be a part of it again.
Absolutely. Um, you want to tell people a little bit about your story?
Not really.
Well, how about you tell people why you would be offended by the R word?
Because I think people with challenges or disabilities, it's offensive to them because at the end of the day, they are still people as well.
Hmm.
I want to be treated like a human, not like that.
Right. Right. And I think some people just have that word in their vocabulary, but once they're told, look, please don't say that word. It really makes me feel uncomfortable. It really hurts me. They'll stop saying it, you know?
It seems like people that use that terminology are putting all people with disabilities in a box. And
Right.
right, and
I don't fit in a box.
Right. Me neither.
exactly. And I think too, they're not really, they're thinking in their mind of it like, so I was born in the 80s, and they think of it like the way I grew up, the terminology was different,
Mhm.
like, but it still stems back to an original, there's still a beginning for that word. And so at the
Right.
end of the day, if you say that person is, R, or that person's acting like an R, or whatever it might be, you are still disrespecting people that are handicapped or have certain disabilities, because that's still, like, yes, maybe in some dictionaries now it might have a slang term or something like that, but it still doesn't take away from the originality of that word and
Right.
what it meant in the beginning. And so that's, one of those things you just have to keep in mind. Like, do you want to keep using a word that could potentially affect people and hurt their
Right.
feelings, just
Mhm.
because you're comfortable with it and you don't have a problem with it? Sometimes we have to think about, like, things we say and if it will affect other people, and that's just one of those important things to think about.
Exactly.
Like, I hope I answered your question. At the end of the day, I'm still a person.
Mhm.
My defects don't define me. I
Right.
define it.
Right. Absolutely. And do
And
you
that's
guys remember that song by the Black Eyed Peas? It's called Let's Get well, it was Let's Get the R word, but they had to change it to Let's Get It Started.
Oh, I didn't even know that it
Yeah.
was once termed the other.
Yes, it used to be let's get the and then it would say the R word, but then they had to change it to let's get it started.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
I know. That's because I remember when it used to be that, and it used to be like, what? Because like I said, you guys, I've been raised. My mom was a nurse for the mentally disability. So she was a nurse for the disabled. So I know, that word is just horrible. The fact that it's came out of my mouth once, I still beat myself up over it. And as soon as I said it, I apologized. However,
Mm-hmm.
um, that word is just, it's not a good word to use. It can be very hurtful to people, and I understand, Southern lady, that you were born in 69. I would never call a person that, not as a kid either. Yes, I understand what you're saying. Absolutely understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, you had said earlier that you mentioned that you said the R word. Just, be careful with saying that word because it can be very, very hurtful, to some people. And some people say hurtful things and they don't even know that they're doing it, right?
right. Like, times where I've said something that's made somebody cry and I didn't even think it was going to affect them that way. And then I have to go back and apologize.
Mhm.
But I'm
Right.
also woman enough when I'm wrong.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You have to be able to admit,
And
look, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
what?
Well, some people still throw that up in my face that I said the R word. And I didn't
I
mean
said
to
it one
say it.
time on panel too, and it slipped out, and I felt awful when I said it, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. And then I was like, oh my gosh, people are gonna think I say it all the time. And then I
Right.
just like, I just remember I was so irritated with somebody, and I said it, and then I was like, fuck, I can't believe I even let myself stoop to doing something like that. And
Right.
I was right. Yeah, I felt just like how you felt. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such an awful person. I can't believe I did that.
Yeah. But if you took accountability and you apologize for it,
Yeah, right away. Like the next word out of my mouth was, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
that's what
Why?
matters the most.
That's why I respect Tasha, because if she says something and does wrong, she apologizes. And that's
Yeah.
how I live my. You take accountability for what you do. Nobody else will.
No. You're responsible for your own actions.
And
You
it's like,
have
I
And
think,
I'm really talking to
Go ahead.
you. I said, I'm really glad I started talking to you last night, because I feel like I've made a friend.
Aw, I'm glad too.
well,
What
I
did
think
you
you'll
say?
like it here.
Yes, you will. We try to keep it
I,
classy over here. Sometimes we're
well,
not. We try to keep it classy. I like to call people out. Hey, lovely symbol. How are you, beautiful? Um,
Your
bye,
phone is kind of
Ella.
cracking
Thanks for
a
coming.
little bit.
Yeah, I think is that your phone, Brooke? Your phone's cracking a little bit, sweetie.
I think maybe she muted herself.
Yeah, she might have muted herself. Maybe she's trying to fix it. But you guys know I love you, and I just wanted to come on here and tell you that this community is disgusting. It's really disgusting me. Am I saying that right? It's making me sick. The things that I have been seeing is just I don't like it. I don't like it. It's toxic. In no way, shape, or form do I want anyone using my trauma against me. I do not want people, making videos about things like that. And I damn sure it's very hard. Oh, I think she dropped off. It's definitely very, very tough to see people who literally are aligning themselves with somebody that they cannot stand. They literally are aligning themselves with racist, homophobic people just because he talks about somebody that you can't stand. You either stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. Okay? A
Yeah.
lot of true
Yeah.
colors have been shown throughout this community. And yeah, you pretty much have shown your true colors because at the end of the day, you should never be okay. Yes, people, we have a right to freedom of speech, but like I said, you still have freedom of consequence. And when you're a creator and you're spewing that kind of hate, the fact that you would align yourself with somebody like that, you need to take a long, long look in the mirror and figure out what it is that you actually do stand for.
And the one thing with the internet too is that it never really forgets,
Nope.
People think like, oh, I'll take it down. I'll delete this. I'll delete that. But at the end of the day, things get clipped, cut, and they are kept up. And so
Yep.
that's, and yeah, there's probably some time where it takes people a little bit of time to kind of see, how their community is going to be, or, but at the end of the day, there's certain things that I think just any human being should try to do. And if they don't care and they just want to do things for shock value, then like you said, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. You're going to have to, 5 years down the road or 1 year down the road or 6 months down the road, if, you see that you're getting a bunch of hate for something that you've chosen to do, that's your own choice. And if you do it for, an extended period of time, it's just going to make things that much harder for people to be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I forgive you or whatever.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, I'm gonna hop down. It might make
Okay.
it a little easier for her
Well,
with
thanks for
talking and
coming
stuff.
up. I'm about to end it in a minute anyway. So thanks for
Okay.
coming up.
No worries. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Then I'm gonna go to bed.
Well, I'm going to end it in a few minutes, but if there's anything else that you like to say, you're more than welcome. Uh-oh, you're cutting out. Yeah, she's cutting out. But thank you for coming up here, Brooke. I appreciate you. It feels like we are creating a lot of monsters here on YouTube by propping up creators we only tolerate because their hate is pointed in another direction. As usual, Melissa, you're so right. I always say that about Melissa because she is like, and I don't understand why you've never came up on panel, Melissa. You better come up on panel next time. But anyway, and that is an order. We need to hear from your highly intelligent brain. But I hope that you guys understand that there are a lot of things that are going on around. Be careful who you choose to align yourself with. Be careful who you choose to support. Because at the end of the day, oh, I already got that message. Sorry. Usually because I'm rocking a baby, but yes, I love to. Aw, a baby. I love babies. I really do. Let me come on camera real quick before we wrap this up. I just want to tell you guys that just be careful who you choose to surround yourself with, who you choose to align yourself with. There are some really bad people out there, and they're only here to spew hate, destruction, okay? Toxicity. Do you really want to surround yourself around people like that? Do you really? Be careful, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I feel like a majority of people deserve forgiveness. But if people are walking around doing toxic things, saying horrible things, saying racist things, homophobic things, unapologetically, you might want to think about going on their channel, commenting in their chat, having them on your channel or whatever, or even you being on their channel, being seen on their channel. You might want to think about that. Because unless you are there speaking up against it, you are complicit. Point blank, period. I don't agree with a lot of the things that even people that I'm cool with does. You think I agree with everything that Natasha's done in her past? No. And I've definitely expressed my opinion on those. And I'm sure she might not agree with everything that I do, but at the end of the day, I don't see Natasha going around making those type of horrible, horrible comments. And yet you have people coming to me using these things against Natasha. But yet you are in a person's chat who still says it till this day. It's almost the hypocrisy is just disgusting. The disappointment that I've seen that people that, that I was cool with, that I liked, but when you're exploiting a situation, when you're exploiting somebody's trauma, that is not okay. That's not okay. When and to the person that's doing that, exploiting somebody else's trauma, talking about their child, you're there. So you're okay with that? Or do you openly have to say you're not okay with that, but yet you're on her channel? So, yeah, ridiculous. Like I said, I would love to go get revenge on people that do me wrong, but I'm not stupid. They'll get their revenge. They will. I don't have to do shit because what goes around comes around, and karma is a bitch. Period. They'll get what they deserve. I don't have to worry about that kind of shit. because I know God is always going to make sure that they understand the magnitude of what they did to another person that they hurt. YouTube is different, but the only people who can make YouTube better is you guys, the people who support. You guys in my chat or whoever's chat that you're in, you guys are the one who can change YouTube. Obviously, as creators, we can do better, but you guys as supporters, you choose to support who you choose to support. And if you're supporting toxicity, well, then don't complain when you see all of this toxic shit happening. It starts with you guys. And I thank you guys for keeping the chat respectful. That means absolutely the world to me. I will try to be on here tomorrow. Thank you guys so much also for all the love you gave on my recent community post with my aunt. It's been tough, but you guys definitely make it so much better. So thank you guys so much. And I will be back on here tomorrow, most likely. I'm going to try to do a get ready with me one day this week. I can't make any promises though. If there's ever anything that you would like me to discuss, you can email me. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, or Gmail. If there's anything that you'd like me to discuss, just let me know. I love you guys tremendously. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to be something good, I'm sure. Maybe doxing. Yeah. There's so many people who've been doxed in this community, you guys, and it's so sad. It's so sad. I really would like to hear some other people's stories besides my own. That's not the only time that's ever happened to me, but that's the only thing that was just so upsetting that happened. But yeah, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Thank you guys for all of your comments, because that really means a lot to me. Thank you to my amazing mods, and I'll see you guys very soon. If you're getting snow, be careful. Okay. Yes, real life. Please don't go in real life. It's just, ugh. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.